Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
School tells you all about the four seasons: spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons: football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated, it's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Good afternoon. Welcome into On the Block on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I am Austin Norman, joined by my partner, as always, Mr. Erick Strickland. A lot of stuff on tap for you today. We will talk football. We will talk basketball. We will talk the future of the NCAA. Do want to let you know that tomorrow we'll be on the road. Our show will be up in Omaha at the Capital District. It's just across the street from the CHI Health Center. There's a lot going on when it comes to the Omaha Supernovas, who got the win last night. So tomorrow, 10 to 2, 93.7 The Ticket will be out at the Capital District. Food and merch going on from 12 noon to 10 p.m. There will be an autograph session tomorrow night and a concert from 6 to 9 p.m. But our local shows live from 10 to 2 at the Capital District. Definitely make sure you get yourself out to Omaha. Hey, especially our Omaha listeners, right? Yeah, I get it. Most of us here are from Lincoln or in Lincoln. We'll be making the drive up, but we don't get up to Omaha a whole lot, right? We'll have this. We'll hopefully be up for the College World Series again. But if you haven't met us, if you haven't seen us in a while and you want to get connected, 10 to 2. We're out of the Capital District. Come see us.
Well, I mean, I will say this, and, pretty candidly. 93.7 The Ticket is branching out, man. I think we're starting to do things that is non-traditional for what 93.7 The Ticket used to be. Mm-hmm. And I think that's beautiful. The fact that we're starting to lay some groundwork and some footprints up there in Omaha, and we had a wonderful time, and I hope to be able to do so again with Blur. Mm-hmm. They did a phenomenal job at the College World Series, and we truly enjoyed, and it was great having the shows up there, and the weather was lovely. It wasn't overly crazy hot, which was cool. I mean, they got all the little misty things up in there and everything too, so it's pretty cool, man. I mean, we're looking forward to just having a great summer. To some, it's down. It's a down period. It's a downtime. But I think to us, we're looking up. You know what I'm saying? We've got a lot of fun things that we're going to be able to tap into and do, and we're excited about it. And we're grateful for you and your continued support and being there in the process with us.
We sure are. 402-464-5685. If you've got anything to add here to the show, we'd love to hear from you. That's the number to the Sartor Heyman text line. We also have our streams brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as Allo Channel 961. Strick, we had the NFL schedule reveal yesterday. Just a couple things that stood out to me that I think are getting some national buzz. First of all, the back-to-back defending champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, between September 15th and November 4th, the Chiefs will play one game at home. One game at home over the span of 7 weeks. It'll be a Monday night game against the Saints, and then they have 4 road games and a bye week before they get another home game. That seems insane to me. Now, it probably means that they have more home games sprinkled together in other parts of the schedule, but 50 days without giving any market a taste of its home team, I don't really like that move from the NFL.
Should I put on my tinfoil hat?
Do you ever take it off?
So here's the thing. Look, this is not, take it with a grain of salt if that's all you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like salt, then don't eat it. You know, I mean, let's
If you don't
just
like
call
salt,
that.
we have a different conversation to have.
So here's the thing. One, that's crazy in itself, 50 days. But is it a leverage move?
Explain.
I don't think the NFL. So let me just caveat it. One, there's a lot of there's some rumor, there's some speculation. I still think it's a leverage play as well. No different than what a coach. I mean, we've had discussions with coaches that we said, don't land on the tarmac if you get off, you know, or just go land your plane there and make. Those are leverage moves, right? LeBron is playing a leverage game right now with the Lakers, right? He goes into Cleveland with his family to watch a playoff game, gets there notoriously late, and gets the response and all of that you would expect. It would be no different than the leverage play I made. I knew I wasn't going to Denver. I went to Denver in order to get the Mavericks to raise the bar, right? Everybody does that. You probably do it at your jobs, just in your local jobs, right? There's another person that's got a better offer sheet than you. You want to stay there. You just want them to step up and make, okay. I don't think Kansas City wants to leave Kansas City. I think you do this 50 days. And look, and again, I wouldn't doubt that the ownership had this conversation with Roger Goodell and the scheduling committee. Hey, look, you know, we want to stay in Kansas City, but we need Kansas City to step up. Yeah, so we you know, blah, 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 blah. Let's do something crazy and not play for 50 days. I don't think they did it that much, but for real though, let's do that, because guess what? When you have a girlfriend and that girlfriend goes to college and you become either fond of her or him and you miss them a little bit, why not create a situation where you're missing something down there in KC? Why not get them to step up by doing things like this so that you don't want them to go down to Dallas, where that's their original home. You know, they started in Dallas, you know. So I think I'm not saying it is, but why not? Why not throw something out there to just make it fun? You know, when you're away from your wife, you want to get home, you miss them. Right. You're going to miss some football for a lot of days. In the best times to watch the games in KC.
Best weather. Yeah.
Right. That's the best time. That's September. Weather's lovely down there at that time. Great to go to a night game.
Right.
You ain't dealing with all that cold, frigid winter. So I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, if you think I'm crazy, 402-464-5685, tell me why. Tell me why I'm crazy to think it.
But a heartache.
Tell me why. But a mistake. Tell me why.
I never want to hear you say I want it that way.
Yeah, that's what they want. They want it that way. Casey.
They want it that way.
And I'm not talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No. The other scheduling quirk that stood out to me and many others, the Chicago Bears, Strick, will not play an NFC North opponent until week 11. No divisional games for the first 10 weeks and a bye week for them. I get it, backloading divisional games that should mean more, but holy cow, you don't want Caleb Williams versus Jordan Love earlier in the season?
Fact.
You don't want Caleb Williams versus Jared Goff in good weather at Soldier Field earlier in the year?
Fact.
Not a single divisional game
until
week 11.
You want the build up. What are they doing in the Chi? Soldier Field is
probably
becoming obsolete. You want to build up the heat in the midst of the cold. those games that mean something, you want to draw. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I mean, it's possible. That could be why. Tell me why. No, it's fine.
WIB says the Chiefs can stop crying. They're not crying about it. I just thought it's a quirk, right? To not give, I mean, regardless of the fan base, whether it's the Chiefs or the Panthers, to not see their team for 50 days.
They always make it hard too, and especially them winning now back to back.
Right.
So they're, it's partial that, and I think it's partial some other things too, but they always make it difficult for them, and I think that's something that they're doing as well. They usually make the champions go through a gauntlet,
right.
and knock them down a rung or two.
Well, that's how the NFL scheduling model works. Is you play the first place team from every other division. So the second place team plays the second place team from every other division. That's how it goes, and that does lend itself to parity, right? Which makes it even more impressive. The Chiefs have won their division so many years in a row and backdoored the way into a championship last year. A couple things on the text line before we get to break. Aaron says, first of all, the Strick Street Boys coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
I actually am. I'm probably more of an NSYNC fan than I was a Backstreet Boys fan.
Ooh, we're out of sync then.
Yeah, we're out of sync.
Yeah, Backstreet
I
Boys.
was probably more of an NSYNC fan.
Yeah, if you would listen to a Strick Street Boys concert at PBA, let us know on the text line. Let's Stricky get those pipes stretched out.
I am. Listen, I don't even karaoke good. My voice is so raspy. It's like God knew, like, don't give me a voice because I'd be on stage serenading everything, like
everything with the pulse.
Yeah, I'm Jodeci or something. Like I'd be trying to sing to the honeys.
Right.
And I think he knew. He's like, let me just let this young dude have some athletic ability. I'm not giving him none of that.
We'll pump the brakes at that.
Yeah.
Wet Blanket says, I don't believe for 1 second that the NFL schedules a 50-day absence from home without the consent of the team's ownership. I think Strick is 100% correct.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Think of something to it, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate. See, some of y'all think my tinfoil hats be wild, and I'm actually a pretty good free thinker. I just don't believe on the surface that, you just can't tell Stricky anything. And I'm just going to be like, okay. To me, there's always it's not always just
Stricky goes,
cut and dry.
Stricky goes,
pause. It's something to pause on. Everything's not cut and dry. Now, there are some things that are cut and dry, but everything's not cut and dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it be political, whether it be in business, everything is not cut and dry. There's a lot of things they told us, during COVID time that people, it was, just certain things. I just had to think about it. I'm like, that sounds kind of funky.
A little shaky. Let's take a pause right here. Go to break. When we get back, Big Ten quarterbacks, some interesting rooms, some boring rooms. I'll give you a quick rundown on that. Then about 15 minutes from now, we will play the shootout with Strick. Don't go anywhere. On the Block returns after this.
The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group, led by Dr. Daniel Tomes and Dr. Benjamin Bixeman, is committed to providing the best care for all of your neurosurgery needs, like minimally invasive spine procedures, peripheral nerve release, brain surgery, including tumor removal and brain injury management, and more. The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group has outreach clinics throughout Nebraska and northern Kansas. Schedule your appointment with the region's top neurosurgeons at 402-904-4729. At the Nebraska Neurosurgery Group in Lincoln on South 27th Street. Or check out the website, nebraskaneurosurgery.net, for a full list of services and outreach clinics.
I'm Dave Austed. And I'm Ryan Austed. Every golfer will get value from being custom fit. The truth is, the higher handicappers will get more value from being custom fit than the low handicappers.
It's changed so much since my dad started the business in 1963. We now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in technology, and we know exactly what the spin rate is, what the launch angle is. We encourage you to bring your current clubs in now, and we can compare it. And guys walk out of the store knowing that the purchase they just made is going to give them 21 more yards off the tee box. Play better, have fun, and shop Austed's.
I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street. School tells you all about the 4 seasons. Spring, summer, and so on. And then there's a way we really tell what time of year it is. Sports seasons, football season, baseball season, or even off season. Well, what's the chocolate season? Well, it's now, of course. And now, and always. Whether you're looking for a caffeinated pick-me-up on the way to work, a little snack on the way home, or you need the perfect gift that's sure to be appreciated. It's time for the chocolate season, y'all. 40th and Old Cheney, or order ahead at thechocolatseason.com. See you there.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through May 19th, enjoy fresh chicken hindquarters for 69 cents per pound and fresh Duroc pork shoulder for $2.49 per pound. Plus, for Friday and Saturday only, USDA Choice Whole Boneless Ribeye Loin for just $10.99 per pound for the 2-day sale. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hey, Husker fans, whether you're looking for some baseball gear, graduation gifts, or some new Husker apparel, Alumni Hall delivers your ultimate Husker shopping destination. Shop top brands like Adidas, Peter Millar, Columbia Golf, and more. Join the Alumni Hall Hall Pass rewards, and for every $150 you spend, you'll earn $10 in reward bucks. Nebraska students and faculty and all military receive 10% off with every in-store purchase with ID. Come see us at Alumni Hall, P Street, South Point Pavilions, or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, it's where Huskers shop.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your liberty and freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to defending the liberty and pursuing justice for those accused. Going to court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we carry that burden for you. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Old School with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to On the Block. Strick and Austin Orman. We are here. There are some things that we want to get into regarding the Big Ten. We're going to talk about it. New York Times have released an article, and we're going to talk about Big Ten quarterback carousal and who's back, who's in, who's out. We're going to talk about it. The New York Times have released a nice article that we're going to discuss a little bit. We'll start with some of the top tier programs and work our way out as long as time permits. Shout out to Justin Rogge, who is on the YouTube stream. He says, I don't know. He says, I don't know about PBA. This is in reference to the bad singing that we're doing here. But he said bourbon, and I was in bourbon. Bourbon is definitely an intimate is an intimate environment. It's nice. It was a nice vibe in there. Good acoustics. It was really good. I would advise that for anybody. There's a shout out also on the Sutter Heyman text line. Who was that?
Yes, I am.
I don't have mine up.
4998. Hey, Strick, longtime listener, hoping to get a shout out from you.
Okay.
Down in Mississippi.
No name.
No name given. We'd love to shout you out. 4998.
We would love to. Yeah, send your name and we'll get it on one of the segments as we get through the rest of the day. But we're definitely going to jump into this topic right now. If you want to get involved, 402-464-5685, or on the stream, if you're on the streaming platform, just go ahead and type in the information. We will see it, and we will be able to answer the question as we can get to it. But initially, with the NIL, Austin, with the way it's all set up now, it's just a part of the fabric now of sports. We're going to talk even a little bit about that some on WTF tonight. But with the carousal that's going on, there's now a merger that's also happening. And I'm going to start with the rival. And the reason I want to start with a rival is because they've struggled in this particular area for years.
Yes.
And have they found their guy? Is, they had to let the nepotism of the situation go because it was just that bad. And so let's start with Iowa. Let's talk about Iowa and what they're bringing back, because they've relied so heavily on the defense, and it's time for the offense to make their mark. And is what's going on at Iowa, the quarterback that's there for them, is he the one to make it happen?
There's a lot there for Iowa. First of all, Cade McNamara returns, right? Busted up his knee, 5 games into last year, I want to say it was. He's back, should be healthy. It seems like his rehab has gone according to schedule. So he is the presumptive starter. The guy that backed him up, Deacon Hill, was thoroughly replacement level. He looked like a very Iowa quarterback and played like a very Iowa quarterback. He's gone, but coming into the program, Iowa brings in Brendan Sullivan, who was the starter at Northwestern, who most likely would have been the starter again for Northwestern. I can't say I completely understand this move for Brendan Sullivan.
You're on the upswing too. Yeah.
Right. Because McNamara, still has, I think McNamara still has 2 years of eligibility too, but so does Sullivan. So it's a move that in the context of the day and age doesn't make sense to me from Brendan Sullivan's standpoint, but I like it for Iowa, which kind of pains me to say. But McNamara's good. He's, I think, a perfect game manager type for them. And I think Sullivan can be that as well. I think he's better than Deacon Hill. So if McNamara goes down with an injury again, Sullivan's not going to light the world on fire, but I think he'll be better for them than Deacon Hill was. So I'd be curious to know, in his own words, yeah, you're going to compete for the starting job, but it's Cade McNamara's to lose, right? He's the bigger profile. He's been there on even bigger stages than Iowa's been and been successful. I wonder what it was that made Brendan Sullivan transfer out of Northwestern to Iowa.
Yeah. And are they going to just, Are they going to up their offensive output? It has been so dismal over the years, and it's been probably concerning, I'm sure, for a lot of Iowa fans. Yes, you're happy with what you've been able to do on the defensive side of things, but there's so much more you could have done if you just had something on the offensive end. But it's good you got a quarterback that's coming back with a good, that's good to have these days, is someone that's a competent backup,
right?
That you know that probably if things fall off, there's not going to be a crazy drop off. Which we've had at Nebraska for a lot of years. Let's move over and talk about the former Big Ten champion and national champion in Michigan, who has J.J. McCarthy, was their quarterback and led them to the national championship and to a Big Ten championship. He is now exited. And now there's there's wide open turf for what's going on at Ann Arbor to happen there, and is there somebody poised to take the front stage, or is it kind of just going to be a fight for like back in the old days in the Coliseum? Is it going to be gladiator battle? What's going on?
Luckily for Michigan, they bring the majority of that room back. Alex Orji, Davis Warren, Jack Tuttle, and Jaden Denegal are all back from last year. Barely saw the field, right, in any meaningful action. McCarthy was durable. He more than did his job. So most of these guys saw a little bit of time, but not necessarily meaningful snaps. This is one streak that I think the Big Ten race comes down to potentially who wins the Michigan starting job, just how big a factor Michigan's going to be. Edwards is going to be a solid running back. Curious to see what they have at receiver as well. The defense is going to reload and be solid, but I'm pretty far out on Michigan this year unless one of their quarterbacks takes a big step forward. Now that J.J. McCarthy showed a whole lot, he did at times, but that was obviously the knock on him going into the NFL draft process, was he wasn't asked to do that much at Michigan. Michigan lost a lot of talent. Whoever the new quarterback is should have a solid enough offensive line in front of him, but down a couple key pieces, like Zinter, who went down with the injury and then went to the draft. So I don't think there's a front runner for this Michigan job. They didn't bring in a transfer. They have a freshman in Jaden Davis who's there, but it's four guys who've been around for a year, that have been competing with each other for a year. And if it's Orji, he's listed as the dual threat guy. That would be probably more similar to what McCarthy did. The rest of them are arm first. So Michigan might
somebody's
look
got to
different.
have a complement of Edwards, right? You want to have something that complements him, unless you're going to rely heavily on the run game, which is going to be dependable on what your line and everything is looking like.
And first-time head coach Sharon Moore.
Yeah.
Right. What does he want? What does he want this offense to look like? Michigan's, I think, a wild card, but I don't have a lot of faith in the Wolverines this year.
Well, let's just move right next door, stay in the same state. And the reason being is Noah Kim's gone. Caden Hauser's gone. Sam Levet is gone. It was a crazy ordeal with Michigan State on last year, obviously with Tucker and everything that was going on with them. That was a game that we thought we should have been able to get, and we didn't go up there and perform, and just allowed multiple teams to do that to us. But now they've got a lot coming in, this Michigan State team. But there's one that's interesting to me, and that's Tommy Schuster out of North Dakota State.
Just North Dakota,
I mean.
That Nebraska saw, right?
Yeah.
Not that long ago. He kind of diced Nebraska up with the quick passing game. And Schuster's fine. The one I'm excited about is Aiden Childs. That was a pretty highly rated guy out of high school. Didn't play a whole lot at Oregon State last year behind DJ Uiagalelei, but he's young. Obviously, that means he's unproven, but there's a lot of talent there. Big arm, dual threat capabilities. Michigan State hasn't had a guy like him in a long time, if ever. So I'm excited to see what Jonathan Smith can do. And I like it for Aiden Childs as well, sticking with the same coach that recruited you out of high school and following him to East Lansing. I think he could be a difference maker for Michigan State.
One who has probably the most stability. Who would that be for you as far as the returning? Because I've got two more I want to get to before we get to break. But who to you, because I have somebody in mind, but who to you do you think is the quarterback room is probably the most stable in the return?
I would say probably either Penn State or Purdue.
I thought Penn State too. The two P's.
Yep. Two peas in that pod.
Two peas in the pod. Okay. And now let's go real quick and talk about the double O's. And that's Ohio State and Oregon. Oregon is losing Kyle McCord, obviously. Ohio State. Yeah. They lose Kyle McCord, but they bring in, a tremendous quarterback out of K-State and Will Howard. And they also have a couple more that is returning on top of two quarterbacks that are also returning there. What's the prospect for them? But one that I think lost a pretty impactful player, and that's Oregon, and losing of Bo Nix. Is there somebody sitting in line to take that over? Or does Dylan Gabriel just basically come over and it's his to lose?
Oregon's cut and dry for me. It's Dylan Gabriel for a year, and then he'll hand the reins off to Dante Moore. He was at UCLA, was rumored to be heading to Michigan, goes up to Oregon instead. That one's pretty cut and dry to me. I think Dylan Gabriel's the starter, and I think he should be. Ohio State fascinates me. It's a team that I've said multiple times could be the most talented in college football. But if you have questions at quarterback, on the one hand, as a team, you don't want your questions to be at quarterback. On the other hand, think about Ryan Day's
and you lost one
record.
of the top receivers in the country out of Harrison
in the world.
Junior. Yeah, in the world right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So top receiver gone, quarterback gone. Any other program, I would be a little bit more concerned if you have that big a quarterback question. Ryan Day's got a really good track record, though. I'm going to cut Devin Brown some slack for the bowl game against Missouri. Missouri was really good. Ohio State had a lot of other guys out as well. That would have been a tall task for Devin Brown. Will Howard, I think, is the starter. Again, proven at that upper level of college football. We'll see how he fits the Big Ten. I think it's going to be good. Probably more in the Justin Fields mold in terms of mobility, arm strength, and how he operates. What fascinates me is which one of these guys leaves. 5 quarterbacks on scholarship for Ohio State between Devin Brown, Lincoln Kienholz, and then you pick up 2 freshmen in the 2024 class. Julian Sayin, who was committed to Alabama, decommitted once Nick Saban retired, and Air Noland, who'd been committed with Ohio State for a while. Oh, and don't forget, Ohio State had Dylan Raiola's commitment for a while. Ryan Day and Lincoln Riley have the theory of, at least 1 quarterback per class, but Ryan Day ended up with even a surplus from that, having taken 2 freshmen this last year. That's a lot of guys to try to keep happy and get enough reps to develop. It wouldn't shock me if 1 or even 2 of those guys leave, which I get it is down the roster, but Brown versus Howard, I think, continues into fall camp, even if I think it's ultimately Howard who gets the starting nod.
Well, there it is. I mean, there's definitely more that we can get into. We may continue the conversation at some point, but at this point, I thought those were the most relevant conversations that we wanted to discuss. But we do have Shootout with Strick. The champ is here. Who wants to take the throne? This is presented by Buffalo Wings and Rings. Come back right after this. Call in 402-464-5685 and see if you have an opportunity to shoot it out with Strick. We'll be right back. 937 The Ticket.
The first ever Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is set. The Omaha Supernovas will face the Grand Rapids Rise this Saturday at the CHI Health Center in Omaha in the match for $1 million for the right to claim the title in the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 2:30 p.m. with first serve at 3:30. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and some light winds with an afternoon high around 78. Tonight, expecting mainly clear skies with an overnight low around 54. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return, a little warmer with a high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
We need one of you to play the game. 402-464-5685. The champ's on his throne. The champ's feeling pretty good about himself after yesterday.
Especially the good workout today.
Trying to give someone else that work right now.
Trying to give somebody that work.
In case you missed it yesterday, Stricky was incredible with his number on the tiebreaker.
That's a fact. What'd I do?
You said 11 in terms of the number of Heisman Trophy winners.
What do you do when you go down? Pause. What do you do when you go down to the
You don't get to say something like that and get to keep talking.
no, to the when you go down to the casino, Harrah's, you get on the table.
Our friends at Warhorse.
Shake them up, shake them up, shake them up, shake them. I'm never hitting faux tray, no way. I'm always hitting 7-Eleven on the first row.
Dang.
11 was the number. Wasn't that the number?
That was the number
11.
Of Heisman winners that have been on the cover of EA Sports College Football.
Facts.
That is not today's topic.
Somebody didn't say push. That's their fault.
I even gave them push as an option.
You gave it as an option.
Let's see if Tom on our Honda of Lincoln hotline gets to the tiebreaker.
Do you like my freaking cup?
I do like your freaking cup.
Isn't that dope?
That's nice. I like the cork on the bottom.
What it says on it?
Perka.
The meal.
It does say the mill. Tom, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing excellent. How are you guys doing?
Tom, you came in to get this work, huh?
We'll see about that, but best of luck to you.
Best of luck, Tom. Good luck to you. I do feel kind of shaky.
What's the topic?
The topic is
no
okay.
Google
Don't tell me
machine.
the topic. All right.
All
I'm
right.
not Googling. I'm driving.
Good answer, Tom.
Great answer.
All right, hold on the line. We'll give Strick his questions first, and
Let's go.
then we will get to you. Strick's round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He threw for more yards last year, Ben Bryant or Deacon Hill?
Deacon Hill.
It was Ben Bryant.
I knew
He
it.
rushed for more yards last year, Kyle Monagai or Blake Corum?
Corum.
It was Monagai. He led Big Ten quarterbacks in rushing yards last year, Gavin Wimsatt or Heinrich Herbert?
Herbert.
It was Wimsatt. And this Iowa player was the Big Ten's leading tackler last season.
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean, the answer is incorrect. Jay Higgins, the linebacker. Stricky, the champ is in shambles right now.
No bueno. I knew 2 of those, and I freaking thought you were trying to trick me.
I was not trying to trick you. I was being straight up. All right, Tom, just get a question right and you win $30 in Buffalo Wings and Rings. Ready to give it a shot?
I'll do my best.
Okay, starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He threw for more yards last year. Kyle McCord or Talia Tagovailoa?
Tagovailoa.
Yep, he rushed for more yards last year. Braylon Allen or Travion Henderson?
Ooh, Henderson.
It was Allen. He had more receiving yards last year. Will Pauling or Roman Wilson?
Wilson.
It was Pauling, and he was Nebraska's leading tackler last season.
I'm drawing a blank on that linebacker. My golly.
I know that.
Lincoln, the Gators.
Isaac Gifford.
Isaac Gifford was the leading tackler for Nebraska. There's no...
Boom, shakalaka.
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah.
Tom, you are our champion. Congratulations on the win. Hold on the line, Rico. We'll get your information. 30 days to come pick up your $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings.
So everybody,
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. Everybody that's on the Sauter Heyman text line 402-464, get your tinfoil hats out. It was a conspiracy that to defraud the champion going on in here today from Austin Norman. It's unbelievable. I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs right now. 50 days on the road. That's what's going on right here in this studio.
Do you have enough in you to answer the tiebreaker question to give Salt Ducks tickets away?
Let's go.
Okay. How many tackles did Jay Higgins record last season? Big Ten's leading tackler. How many tackles did Jay Higgins record last season? 14 games. I'll give you that.
148.
Stricky says 148. Over, under, or push. Texter number 1 with the correct answer gets 4 tickets and a parking pass to tonight's season opener for the Lincoln Salt home opener for the Lincoln Salt Dogs against the Cleburne Railroaders.
Beautiful night to go too.
Oh, ain't that the truth? You do have to come by the station and pick them up. These are physical tickets and a physical parking pass. So the first texter in with the correct answer over or under Stricky's number of
148
gets 4 Salt Dogs tickets and a parking pass. He's Strick. I'm Austin. You're listening to On the Block Back after this.
The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group, led by Dr. Daniel Tomes and Dr. Benjamin Bixenman, is committed to providing the best care for all of your neurosurgery needs, like minimally invasive spine procedures, peripheral nerve release, brain surgery, including tumor removal and brain injury management, and more. The Nebraska Neurosurgery Group has outreach clinics throughout Nebraska and northern Kansas. Schedule your appointment with the region's top neurosurgeons at 402-904-4729. At the Nebraska Neurosurgery Group in Lincoln on South 27th Street. Or check out the website, nebraskaneurosurgery.net, for a full list of services and outreach clinics.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you are a loved one or struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Far too many kids in our community face extreme challenges due to homelessness, abuse, and neglect. Despite the troubles these kids face, we believe in them. Believe in giving them the safety and stability they deserve. Your gift on Give to Lincoln Day will help us provide services to meet kids where they're at, while also showing them how far they can go. Please make your gift to Cedars on Give to Lincoln Day.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. On the block with Strick and Austin.
It's, hey, he looked as advertised. He looked really good in the spring game. And because of that, we're going back to a bowl game this year, is what Husker fans are telling them. So I think the fans have a more realistic perspective, and I think this coaching staff has done a really good job of handling Dylan Raiola and the expectations around him.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Old School with DP and J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three. You're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in hour 2 of the show, brought to you by NEBCO. Appreciate our friends over there. Check them out, nebcoinc.com, now hiring for constructors and ready-mixed concrete. Check them out, constructorslincoln.com or readymixedconcrete.com, as well as nebcoinc.com. I'm Austin Norman, joined by Erick Strickland. We have those 4 tickets in the parking pass to give away. We have a winner, 9924 on the text line. Make sure you swing by the station, pick those up. They are for tonight's game. The question was the tiebreaker question from our shootout with Strick. How many tackles did Jay Higgins record last season? Strick, you said
148.
171.
Dang!
171 tackles.
He was in everything.
14 games. All over the place.
That's like what, like 18 a game or something?
Well, 140 would have been 10 a game. So he's probably up to the 12, 13 a game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay. Let's get it. I like it.
Yeah.
That means he's active.
He put in that work.
We need him in the transfer portal.
That work that Tom didn't really give you the work. He only scored 1, but pitcher's duel. All right. The NCAA might be about to get absolutely worked over. Report from Yahoo Sports. NCAA could face $20 billion in damages, bankruptcy, if proposed settlement offer isn't agreed upon.
Pause. Say that again.
That again.
How much?
$20 billion.
Clark with a B?
With a B.
My goodness. Okay, and if and this happens, this kicks in if the proposal is not
if the settlement isn't agreed on.
If it isn't
right. The NCAA.
Does that mean Stricky's in that? How far back does that go? I need to know if I'm in that B number.
Stricky's got to find his way into that B number if he's not in it.
Sheesh.
Here's the settlement that is apparently pretty close to its final form for the NCAA and conferences to approve. Would consist of 3 main concepts: billions in back damages, a new compensation model permitting schools to share as much as $22 million annually with athletes in a capped system.
I like it.
And an overhaul of the NCAA scholarship and roster structure. Let's start.
Pause.
Okay.
I just need this to happen. Okay. I like what's going on. I've stated that I like a cap system. I mean, because if you have professional levels that are capping a system, this is going to be crazy if you don't, because what they're doing right now is crazy. And I talked about how quarterbacks and stuff used to come in and, you negotiate and they get these huge salaries with no ROI that could come out of that. And I think I talked about Ryan Leaf. But here's the reason. As long as the billions with a B in back damages go back to 92 to 96, I'm good. We good. We good, baby.
What if they go back to 94?
I'm heated.
But you had 2 years.
Nope. I need 4. I'm greedy. No, I'm just playing. No, like if it doesn't, cool, I get it. But if it does, that'd be a blessing.
It would be. There's a lot to dive into on this. Let's start with the bankruptcy part for the NCAA. According to this article, Documents have specified the total amount in back damages owed to athletes for the use of their NIL before those prohibitions were listed in 2021. $2.776 billion in back pay. The NCAA would be responsible for paying that amount over a 10-year period. So that's $277 million annually the NCAA would have to pay. 60% of that $277 million would come from a reduction in distribution to schools. So the schools would get significantly
drop off.
less money. And the NCAA would then be responsible for closing that 40% gap through other means, which could mean budget cuts for the NCAA.
Especially for basketball.
Football is outside of their purview.
Exactly.
Which is the crazy part, Strick, is that the majority of this money would go to football, and the NCAA doesn't even oversee Division I college football anymore.
Yeah. But then again, there was that whole period. Listen, there has been a lot of people that have been affected. I'm just going to give you one, for example, and that one example to me is Reggie Bush. There's a lot of people that have been affected. I mean, I played with one of them too, that in his mind's eye, there was a huge effect to him. He's really one of the ones that started this, and that's not Bailey,
O'Bannon,
not Charles, but Ed. Played with him in Dallas. Ed O'Bannon was one of the ones that started this. He was a visionary. So here's the thing for me. It's got to go back to at least him. Am I talking wrong? I mean, if you're talking back, who was the originator? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's at least got to go back. So Stricky fits in that.
I say that's convenient that it would go back to Ed O'Bannon. Convenient how that would work.
There. Austin, I don't know. I'm just saying, right?
Fair enough.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I think that's a legitimately a fair point to draw. I don't think that's selfish. I mean, I'm sure plenty of other people could have had the idea, but O'Bannon did. He put his butt on the line to sue the NCAA over this. So at the very least, he should get something. But I think you're onto something there. I mean, if this is the era that he played in, yeah, I think that's a fair determination for whenever he started his college career to send it back to. Some more from the article. School distribution would be reduced by 1/5, so 20%. Schools would get 20% less over that 10-year stretch.
Are you mad about it?
$160 million per year.
They get NIL money. Why not?
They are. But
we didn't get that.
You did not.
We need some of that money.
Let's Tricky touch that money.
I need some money. Dang it, my name was on some of them
posters and programs.
They were sending them up to Bellevue trying to get folk to come down, man. I need some of that. No, I'm just playing. Let me stop.
What happens if the NCAA goes bankrupt? Ooh. What if the NCAA can't find $277 million per year? What happens if the NCAA goes bankrupt?
Look it up real quick while I'm talking. Look up NCAA annual, because we can at least start with that. Their annual revenue.
Okay, NCAA generates nearly $1.3 billion in revenue for 2022-2023.
Okay.
According to ESPN back in February.
Okay, so here's the deal.
The NCAA annually distributes more than $700 million to its members, most from ticket sales and TV rights for March Madness.
That's the majority. Okay. So, but here's the thing. For me, I think if you want to curb some of the craziness, I like where they're going with the cap. Double tap some of that paper, not on the, I'm talking about Power 5 level. You gotta have to pay something, my boy. You've been a big beneficiary of the system. I don't think you should lay that whole burden on NCAA by itself.
Conferences and schools should have to chip in.
What did the Big Ten just get? 90-something
per school.
Need some of that. I need some of that paperwork. You know what I mean? Shuffle some of that my way. Drop the Brinks. Just open the door and let some of that fall out. To some of these, no.
And the NCAA and Stricky are trying to race to get to the back of that Brinks truck first.
Who's gonna get to the Brinks truck first? No, but real talk though, I really do feel that it shouldn't be the total burden on the NCAA. I think some of the high Power 5 conferences, there should be, I don't know, if you divvy it up, make it 5%. You know what I mean? Maybe you put in, 2.5, and you put in 2.5, and just something so that burden is not, so it's 15% to the NCAA and 5 amongst everybody else spread out. And I think that helps me. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not in the room. I'm just a thinker.
Right. And I think you're onto something there. Let's take that $277 million over 10 years as well, Strick. Is that a fair time period? Should the NCAA be able to argue that, hey, we need more time to pay this back? Or is the point of the 10-year window to say, you guys had this long to put your house in order? You didn't do it. So yeah, it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's going to be paradigm shaking, but you weren't going to do this. So we feel like we need to impose maybe a quicker time limit on you than you might want, just because we know we need to get you moving on this.
Everybody's going to negotiate for longer terms for a payout. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure they're going to fight for it. What was Sohaitani's? What was Bobby Bonilla's? What I mean, look at them and see. But my thing is, the longer you delay, are you earning interest on that? Mm-hmm. Is there, like, where are you doing it? Is it escrowed? I mean, is there something that you can look at and say there's some gain to this? If we're taking this burden, is there some back end lump, for you holding on to the paper? Because just think about what banks do to you. Banks ask you to deposit the money into your savings account, hold your savings, give you back 0.00001% on your money, mm-hmm. and just say, hey, we're doing good business, while they out there 4Xing your money and making 8, 10, 15% on your paperwork out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that would be cool. So I would advocate for the earlier terms instead of the latter.
To me, the NCAA's strongest argument is going to be the entire system will fall apart if there is no NCAA. That's going to be their argument, but I think to some degree that's the point. That the NCAA feels like it's been broken for a long time. And I don't want to discredit the good work that they do in putting on championships, but we know what all the issues are with the NCAA, how it handles the transfer portal, how it handles NIL. Even just a few years ago, the differences between the men's tournament and the women's tournament, right? There's a lot wrong with the NCAA, and there wouldn't be a power vacuum for long. Right? Someone or something would have to step up into that and help govern. Maybe it's some of the same people. Maybe it's a lot of the same people. Maybe it's none of the same people. But I'm with you in that I think the window can't be any more than 20 years, 15 if they want a little more leeway, but 10 to kind of hold their feet to the fire and say, okay, if you go bankrupt, you go bankrupt. Someone else with a new idea, with a fresh idea and a fresh perspective, it's their turn to step up into this.
Liv, step on in with all that paperwork you got.
Imagine.
Come on, Liv. We see you over there. That would be crazy if somebody like Liv stepped in.
Well, if it's the Saudi money, Qatari money is all over the place. Any sort of private investment into college sports, talk about a game changer, right? If you're going to run it like a business, because the NCAA is, I don't think it's set up as a nonprofit, but yeah, it's a bureaucracy. It sets itself up as this high and mighty, we're for the good of college athletes sort of system, which, yeah, right. Believe that when I see it. But I'm going to give you some time here before we get to Ryan Girardot of Cerebro Sports. The cap. Why do you like a revenue sharing cap for athletes?
Because I think what it does is, okay, one of the things that I can't stand about government, right? I don't care if it's local. I don't care. Some are better than others. Some operate with, some fiscal responsibility, mm-hmm. right? But one of the things I can't stand about government is they think there's a continuous blank check, and then they'll overtax you more and don't do anything, and then there's no accountability. When I saw when I saw something I was watching, and I saw one of the government officials talking about, yeah, there's $7 billion we can't account for. What? What do you mean? It just disappeared? Like,
not $7, not $700, $7 billion.
When I saw that, I was dumbfounded. So here. Okay, I'm not going in on government or nothing. I'm just basically saying this is why I think this makes sense. It makes you be accountable to a budget. It gives smaller market opportunities to raise their budget, knowing that they can still play in the system with the big boys, because everybody's got to make a decision. Okay, do you want this? You want this $2 million to go to the quarterback? Okay, we got $2 million for the quarterback, 1.5 for the 5. We got 5 4 for the 3 for the receiver. You know what I'm saying? You got all these different things you can put forth, and ultimately your cap is this. So how much you want to go to the line? Are you going to be heavy on the offense? You're going to be heavy on the defense? It makes you have to make sound decisions as to where you're going to distribute your money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the 22 million is an interesting number, because I think on the surface, you hear the Big Ten is pulling in 75 mil per school, trending toward 90 and 100 mil per school. 22 million doesn't feel like a lot of that. But think about Ohio State. They're paying 14 or 15 for football. So that's another $7 million that either the collective will have to raise or that the athletic department has to chip in. So right. 22, it seems low, but it's more than has been. It's more than any school is paying right now on a per year basis. Do you think that number needs to climb, or do you think 22 is an acceptable starting point?
I'm not going to really talk about the number because I got a question for you, but I want to let you have time for this question.
Okay.
Here's the question. Is this a setup for integrating the students as
employees?
Is it kind of I don't know. I don't want to say a prerequisite. Is it something
Precursor?
that's laying the foundation, putting things, getting ahead of, because it seems like they're trying to do better and getting ahead of things. Is it trying to get ahead of that, especially with stuff we're seeing going on in Virginia now and other universities that are actually advocating for this being the case?
It could be. I don't know if student
and is that total budget?
Employees.
Is it total budget? Is that so? This the other question. Is it only football, or is this total budget? It's
total,
everything.
Every sport. So student athletes would have to combine to make up to that $22 million. Adding the cap makes me wonder what flexibility.
That might be small. Right. If you're talking total sports, you're probably on a small end of that. Okay.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
And if football's going to take up 10 mil of that, that's a lot. Men's basketball is probably going to take up a chunk of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that leaves between, on the high end, 8 or 9 million, on the low end, 4 or 5 million for all of the other sports programs that you have, because Title IX would come into effect on this, right? I think there'd have to be some balancing between what's fair market value for male and female athletes, but also Title IX says the number of scholarships has to be within a certain range or even. I'm sure there'd be, especially if they're employees, the money would have to be distributed evenly to male and female athletes, which I'm not saying is right or wrong, but just another something to consider. I don't know if athletes should want to be employees, because if they're employees, they get fired. Who's coming up with the performance standards? Is it the athletes? Is it an outside entity? Is it the school? Can your coach have a bad day? You cross him wrong and you're out of there? I get the push for becoming athletes. I understand it on its face, but I think when you dive in even more, this is where I think the NCAA might want that carve out, right? That little bit of antitrust, kind of like MLB has, because I think college athletics, as professionalized as they've become, there's still the majority of those athletes that don't go on to the next level in their sport. So it occupies the middle ground between completely amateur high school and completely pro, professional leagues. College is in the middle to some degree. And I think you can try to maintain that balance, but how do you keep the books accurately and consistently if these players aren't employees? There's got to be a way to do it.
damn, I had a good question, and you dropped that on me, and it made my mind rechannel my thought. Because when I look at it, I'm trying to figure out how this all really in my head. I'm really trying to figure out how it works out.
Mm-hmm.
Because because here's the question. Here's the thought. Where's the power structure lay right now?
NCAA.
No. I'm saying between staff or between players.
Ooh, I mean, probably players with all the freedom
Right?
of movement.
Okay. So that's where my mind is going. To me, this is the way to kind of rein that back in if you go into that. Because right now, yes, coaches do have a significant play in it, but really this has become similar to what in other sports has become a player's, or a competitor's power. And that's good, but at the same time, how do you balance that out? You know what I mean?
Right.
And is this the avenue and the way of doing it? Because it puts you on notice. You get out of line, you act up, you're not holding yourself accountable to standards. It kind of puts you, just like anything. But what are we trying to teach the kids?
That part,
right? What are we trying to teach them, Austin? I mean,
right.
I think there's a lot. I think we do a lot of college kids disservice because we're not really teaching them skills that they can take with them to leave and go. If you're playing sports, that's a great skill to have.
Yeah,
you gotta, because like you said, most people aren't going to go on. But what are you going to do in order to make sure that you retain your position? If you're lazy, you're not putting in the work, because that's what it seems like in some instances now. A lot of people are getting high NIL deals. What's his name? Let's just take this one for example. Kamani McLean.
Sure.
Because the word's been out on him. Kamani McLean didn't work. He showed up late. He wasn't that. I mean, that was the word. So you can't get that money back.
No, it's gone. It's in his checkbook.
Right. So how can I hold you accountable if I can't?
No.
So I'm just spitballing.
There's a lot there. We probably need more time to talk about this. We've got a guest, though, Ryan Girardot of Cerebro Sports. We will take a break. We'll be back with Ryan, and then I think we have some good questions on the text line that we can get back to this topic on here in just a little bit. Ryan Girardot, CEO of Cerebro Sports, on the other side. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation radio network.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through May 19th, enjoy fresh chicken hindquarters for 69 cents per pound and fresh Duroc pork shoulder for $2.49 per pound. Plus, for Friday and Saturday only, USDA Choice Whole Boneless Ribeye Loin for just $10.99 per pound for the 2-day sale. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
What's better than beautiful jewelry from Sartor Heyman? How about 60% off Sartor Heyman jewelry? 2 days only at the outlet by Sartor Heyman. For 2 days only, everything in the outlet store is 60% off. Friday, May 17th and Saturday, May 18th only, all jewelry is 60% off. Get in early for best selection. When it's gone, it's gone. The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, 12th and O, downtown Lincoln only. Go to sartorheyman.com for details.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and some light winds with an afternoon high around 78. Tonight, expecting mainly clear skies with an overnight low around 54. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies return, a little warmer with a high around 84. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back on the block. Strick here. Austin Orman is on the ones and twos. But joining us on the LOVIP line is Ryan Girardot, a friend of the show of On the Block from cerebrosports.com. The reason why I wanted to bring my friend and just a wonderful visionary into this space is because there's so much happening right now with the NCAA, with the possibility of having to pay back money, to having to reimburse those who have come through the NIL system prior to, and what NIL is now and where it's going. And my thought was that Cerebro, you have a tremendous platform by which you do some career arcing. I mean, we're looking at LeBron James' son right now about to come in. Like, how do you guys view that situation? What are some of the executives as they're looking at your information now? I'm talking about executives at the NBA level. They help out USA Basketball as far as helping them in viewing some of the players that they're choosing. But on top of that, now that NIL is in the space that it is, with college and the decisions that these young coaches have to make now, like, what is your overall assessment of where you are at Cerebro and the way you fit into what's happening right now in the landscape of sports? And then we'll get into some more questions thereafter. Hold on. We can't hear you. Make sure you check your mic on your settings, because we can't hear you here in the studio. Yeah, just check the settings and make sure it's tied to. So go to your settings, check the audio, and figure out where it's going to. Dang it.
How about this? Ryan, we'll give you a call from our studio line.
We'll give you a call from the studio line.
Strick will step out, and we'll call you on the phone. So we will keep this going. Strick, if you want to step out, give Ryan a call. I will carefully do that. Sorry about that, Ryan. Thanks for working with us. Got a graphic ready to go. So we will find a way to make this work here. Cerebrosports.com is the way to check them out. There's a lot going on here, right? There's a lot of good information, but looking through the website, right? I mean, I know Strick's talked about this before. What I like about their website is it's very approachable if you just want to jump right into it, right? Like, it's for the basketball junkies. It's for the ones who need it as a tool in recruiting, to help them identify who the best players, who the best fits for them are. But it's all very approachable, right? They have the five metric suite is what they call it, right? They figure out player archetype. They figure out what strengths and weaknesses are. And they do it all on the same scale numerically. So there's a lot of partners that they have. I mean, one of the first guys that will vouch for Cerebro Sports is a guy Strick obviously knows very well, Mark Cuban, right? Mark Cuban has been on the cutting edge of business for a long time. He swears by Cerebro Sports, what it does, and I assume in helping his Dallas Mavericks. If you're an athlete and you're looking to be recruited, I'm sure Cerebro Sports would be a great tool for you, right, to try to get involved with. Again, we are working on getting Ryan Girardot, CEO of Cerebro Sports, on the line. Stricky's working in the back room right now. He is on his way back into the studio. So here momentarily, we will bring in Ryan Girardot, the CEO of Cerebro Sports. Again, appreciate him taking his time and working with us here. Strick, now that you're back in studio, let's try this again. Ryan, you got us this time.
I'm here, man. Sorry about the technical issue there, guys.
Well, yeah, it is something. It's kind of it happens from time to time, and even myself, there's some times where I'll be on my microphone and I'll have it locked to my computer, and I'm not able to really hear, and then they'll say, "Hey, we can't hear you, Strick." Oh, yeah, it's because I'm not typed into the mic. But so
I'm just running a tech company. I don't know anything about technology.
Do you recall the question, or do you need me to kind of bring that back to the surface?
No, I definitely do. I heard everything you said.
Right.
No, I thought you set up great. Yeah, at Cerebro, what we're doing, as you're mentioning, is we built this world's largest database of basketball box scores. That's the core unit that NBA teams will use to run draft projection models. We've covered these box scores on every player everywhere in the world, from youth to college to pro, men's, women's. And I think the really unique thing as we start to think about and talk about UIL or NIL is really the fact that there's not a lot of consideration currently it's given to on-court performance. Currently, we look largely at social media, and we see how players are being how players are rating on social media, what their following looks like, what their engagement looks like, and that's great. Like, that's a big part of it. But another part is knowing if you're a brand and you want to understand how players are going to actually perform on the court and actually see what stages are they going to get to? What are they likely to be a contributor on a team that has a real shot at making a run in the NCAA tournament, or does this player have a chance to go to the NBA? Can I be the first brand to actually get in there? Player performance, just like NBA teams are using our data and the platform right now to project how a player is going to translate from high school or college to the next level. Why shouldn't brands be doing the exact same thing and basing this not just in who's the most popular, but also who's going to be the most popular? Was Kawhi Leonard projected to be the most popular at the time he was in high school? But performance is absolutely something that's indicative and predictable, and has been predicted for a long time. And at Cerebro, we're scaling that up globally to every level, everywhere, we think.
Well, absolutely. You're definitely making some power moves there. And so here's the thing. What you're having now is there's talk of potentially putting caps, because one of the things I've talked about here on the block is I think it's a crazy wild, wild west, in that a lot of players are coming in and they're getting these huge NIL deals without as you just alluded to, performance. And yes, we know that basketball right now was the entry point for you at Cerebro Sports, but what do you have now that there's just an open void of opportunity? What are next steps for you as you continue to grow the business at this particular point with what the landscape of sports is looking like, with NIL, with other components of sports right now? like the NBA has got a CBA, all of these things. How do you play in that market, in that space?
Yeah. Well, hey, there's no doubt that our first focus was being the platform of use by the world's top decision makers. So at Cerebro, we went out and we've opened up the tier. We even have a tier that's free. It's by invitation only, but it doesn't even necessarily cost the decision makers anything, whether they're an agent or a scout or a college coach or an NBA team or an international team. We were doing a demo with the Japanese B team at near the platform at 4 a.m. this morning, apparently. The first thing we wanted to do was get them on board and get them making decisions on the basis of fact first. But the next phase of it is allowing players to come in and see how they're being, at this point, how they're being evaluated by these decision makers, how they're being discovered. And as you get the players in there, now you have an opportunity to really layer on a lot more once they show up. So this is where figuring out where we should fit in the NIL landscape begins to make sense. There's so many companies out there that do a great job. One, I believe they're from the Omaha area in Open Doors that does a fantastic job in connecting athletes to opportunities with brands and whatnot. So is the right play for us to figure out how to work with a great company like that, or do we need to set up our own type of thing? I think all that's really to be determined. But at the end of the day, our goal is to really be a true player advocate and allow them and their performance on court to do their jobs. Because I don't understand why, as a great basketball player, you have to double as being a great marketer. That doesn't necessarily those two things aren't necessarily required to go hand in hand. And so we look forward in helping people to really amplify their performance on the basis of what they actually do.
One thing, and then Austin has a question for you too, because here's the thing too. There's a lot of people that are listening on the line right now that are right here on us, and they're playing different things like DraftKings or Prize Picks, and they love this, and they think it's an opportunity for them to learn more, be more educated in the space and in their interests, because they're either watching or they're getting their information from someone. How can just the regular fan or a person, is there a space for them to be able to jump into Cerebro Sports and be a part of the game as they're watching decisions being made around them, and they could be more informed in that area? Is there a way for fans to get involved?
In 100%. One of the things that we're most excited about layering in here is AI. So like I said, NBA teams use these box scores to project how a player is going to perform. We now have the world's largest corpus or body of box scores, largest database. And so being able to use AI to get predictive on a lot of these insights and then make those available. We think that there's three core audiences we serve: the basketball professionals, players, and the last one, like you said, is fans. And so if we'll be coming out by the end of this year with a product for fans that will take into account through the AI projecting how a certain matchup might look, taking into account live line data, being able to help positively identify expected value, like where's a good place to go, where's a bad place to go. These types of things all show themselves in the data. And the most important thing is not only is this data and our player evaluation metrics, which make it really simple. I always say, like, we rate players as gold, silver, or bronze. Makes it not only really simple for anyone to understand, from a college head coach all the way down, it's also authoritative because it is used in this genuine decision-making capacity. So by, from our view, by working first with basketball's decision makers and then beginning to scale that to the players and be able to tell them, hey, this is how you're being evaluated, and helping even now fans be able to understand, hey, this is how the world's top decision makers are actually helping to make some of their decisions. To be able to use that at a fan level in a very simple way is extremely powerful, we think. We're excited to serve them too.
Ryan, you mentioned with the decision makers, numbers don't always come into play, right? They like the traditional scouting, the eyes, the feel when they get eyes on a player. Were there any bumps in the road for those decision makers, or maybe players who were uncomfortable with seeing the numbers because they felt one way? Any discomfort when they saw some of these numbers, didn't know what they mean? And how did you guys help both the coaches, GMs, and the player groups work through maybe some of the discomfort with the numbers to really help understand, what it was that was actually going on with their games?
Yeah, it's a great question, Austin. I think anytime in anything, right? Like if we're faced with an uncomfortable truth, or faced in the case of players oftentimes, or if we're faced with something we're not used to or unaccustomed to, and it's a change of any form, we kind of tense up, like you said. And so how have we worked through that? Well, I think the first thing is you need to be right. So scientifically, the data just over time allows you to see who a player is on the court. And as a decision maker, if I'm not adopting this, I'm getting left behind. And if I'm getting left behind, there's eventually I'm not winning. And so there's an attitude around a willingness to adapt and not be so rigid. So that's great to see coaches that are that way. And that's the majority of them. I would say over 90% are that way, because we tell them this is not about not doing your naked eye analysis. Do that. Just do it on the right list of players, a list of players that's been pre-qualified on the basis of how they perform. And then the second thing, as it relates to the players, is, like I said, man, the uncomfortable truths, they're real. They have to be considered. They have to be dealt with. And if they're not dealt with now in your recruiting journey, they're going to get worked out at the next level. And you may just find yourself in the portal. You might just find yourself not necessarily where you want to go. So, you got to deal with it.
Well, there it is. Joined us on the Allo VIP line was Ryan Girardot, CEO of Cerebro Sports. Go check them out, cerebrosports.com. If you have a young player, an uncle, if you're an uncle, if you're an aunt, if you have somebody that's playing in a circuit somewhere, this is a place for them, because the eyes of those in the decision makers that will be deciding on where he can be, but it is also to give you a space to where you can have a report card that you can literally sit down in front of your young man or young woman and talk about what they need to work on. Here's their comparison. Here's who they compare themselves to, Luka Doncic or whatever. And here's why you're not adding up. Yeah, I know you think you're him, but here, let's take a look. And it gives you a space to be able to do that, to really have real decisions with both coaches as well as your young man or young woman that you're advocating for to get to the next level. Cerebrosports.com, that's where you can find them. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us once again, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
There he is, Ryan Girardot. Join us. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's the beautiful thing about technology. We can make a call and still make it happen. Because Allo VIP line is what?
Where they understand exceptional service and local heart.
There it is. We'll be right back to finish it up right here, because our boy, Kevin, Uncle Kev from Myers Cork Bottle will be joining us on Old School. But we will cross it over. We don't know who's in here, and if we don't need to cross it over, it's okay, because Kevin Kev will be in the building. We'll be right back. 937 The Ticket.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
The first ever Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is set. The Omaha Supernovas will face the Grand Rapids Rise this Saturday at the CHI Health Center in Omaha in the match for $1 million for the right to claim the title in the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 2:30 p.m. with first serve at 3:30. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Problem gambling can destroy an individual's finances, relationships, physical, and mental health. If you are a loved one or struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There are over 1,000 kids in Cedars care today. We're here to ensure that each of them receives safety and stability they deserve. But we need your help. A gift to Cedars will make an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further with the available matching funds. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincolnday.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln kids today.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
Have you been accused of a crime? Is your liberty and freedom at stake? At Liberty Law Group, we are committed to defending the liberty and pursuing justice for those accused. Going to court is stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. At Liberty Law Group, we carry that burden for you. When legal troubles are keeping you up at night, trust Liberty Law Group to fight your battles. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Do you love turning wrenches? Are you looking for a new career path? Acres Equipment has the opportunity for you. The Acres Fast Track program trains you to become a John Deere certified technician in just 12 months. In the Fast Track program, you'll earn full-time wages along with incredible benefits, free tools in a toolbox, plus free comprehensive health insurance and an awesome retirement plan. Visit acres.com/careers to learn more about this exciting opportunity. Hurry, space is limited, so apply today and fast track your career. Acres is an equal opportunity employer.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rumor has it Jay Foreman's on his way in. He's not here yet, so we will handle our business and really just hold down the fort till Uncle Kev gets here. Austin Norman, Erick Strickland with you. Big thanks again to Ryan Girardot, CEO of Cerebro Sports, for joining us. That was fun, Strick. You'll have to get him on again soon, hopefully.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He is, listen, he's in his he's in his mid-30s now. Like, he's a brilliant mind. Like, when we sat down and I had the opportunity to talk to him about what Cerebro would be, it wasn't initially Cerebro. It was a different name. But once I got a chance to see the vision, you can see how it fits. And then you just started to see the layers started to come together. And what was beautiful about what Ryan and the group are doing was during COVID, because I remembered when we couldn't get anybody to even listen to us. Like you would get the Under Armours because you would get them, or you would get even Adidas to kind of, open up their ears. EYBL, Nike was like, we don't need that stuff. You know what I mean? Man, that's whack. But you would get them because they were trying to figure out how they could get what type of value outside that they can offer, and so they were willing to listen. So we're starting to integrate, but it was a totally different. Not we. I mean, I was in meetings, but it's them. But when I got a chance to see that COVID switch, when coaches weren't able to go out, when they're trying to do Zoom calls and recruiting, just everybody's sending them tapes, but tapes can be manipulated. I can freaking send you the best mixtape on earth. That doesn't mean that that's tangible, or it can transition onto the court for you and what you're trying to do. And they became value because now they had something tangible that they were able to offer. And this is where they started to blow up, man. And so it's beautiful to have, been somebody that known from the beginning of where it was just a little freaking app on an iPad to where it is now, where like people are calling them, and they have to turn people away, where at first we couldn't even freaking get anybody to say 2 words to us when we were out and about. It was crazy.
Let's pause 10 quick seconds for station ID. We'll pick it up after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We had Ryan on talking about NIL, right? And I think that was an interesting angle that maybe other people in a business like that wouldn't have thought of, right? How college coaches could use it and help them with their NIL valuations. A couple people sent some stuff in on the text line from that discussion to start the 3 o'clock hour and then through the call with Ryan. Patrick Farrell says, why can't college athletics be run like minor league sports?
Yeah. Why not? That's exactly right. If you're doing this with NIL, there has to be something to it being a minor league too, right?
Maybe.
Yes, you have the G League. Yes, you have that stuff. But at the same time, there's still preparation levels, because what you don't learn in AAU, you need to be able to learn in college. Like, yes, some of these young men go and jump because they learn to be more professional than they actually learn to be more skilled. You understand?
Yeah.
When they make the leap, they don't necessarily learn the skill set. There's still some immaturity in it, because here's why I can say that. Just look at Jalen Green.
Sure.
Super athletic. Yes, he could do certain things. Just didn't have what Luka had in that young of age coming in, right?
Right.
It took him some time. That's where you want to use the college space if you're talking basketball.
Yeah.
Football, you're talking that because there is nothing else. So you've got to mature. You got to get your strength. You've got to get all of those things in that system. Baseball, yes, you have the minor leagues, but at a tier, I would advise young men to go, because in a similar light for basketball, it teaches you to be a professional. But you don't get the enjoyment. Like, you don't get the same enjoyment. I'm telling you, listen, let me tell you from experience, me watching college baseball, I would have loved to have played college baseball instead of going straight to play in the minor leagues. I went straight. Yes, I learned how to be a professional. Yes, I learned how to, practice and do things on a professional level, but I didn't get to enjoy the just think of all the fun, all the little things that they have on the college systems, the little like slamming the hammer, just all it's fun. You get to enjoy the game in its purest form, right? You don't get to do that. So that's where I think they fit.
A guy that's going to have a decision to make on the baseball front is Tyson Lewis, shortstop at Millard West in Omaha. He's committed to Arkansas right now, but in Keith Law's latest mock draft, he's going 30th overall to the Texas Rangers. There's a decision to make. SEC baseball versus, straight to the minor leagues. But
if you're not in the top 2 rounds, definitely
go.
Top 3
to college, yeah.
If you're in the third, depending on what the situation is, I would look up and see, okay, who's at my position? Who's there? Okay, boom. What's there? I would ask questions if I'm third.
Right.
But boy, oh boy. First, what better can you do?
Here's the complicating factor to just as simple as why can't it be run like the minor leagues? If it's minor league football, the NFL is going to have to pay for it. If the NFL wants a true minor league system, they'll have to chip in for the NIL. They'll have to pay some of these athletes.
Yeah.
I don't think the NFL wants to do that. Baseball already has its own minor league system. Yeah. And guess what? Guys can bypass college and go to the major league system. Why should Major League Baseball feel the need to chip in?
It's a fact.
And in the NBA, they have the G League or G League now officially, overseas leagues as well. And it wouldn't shock me again, Strick, if sooner than later, guys can bypass college to go to the NBA again with the one and done rule getting potentially overturned again. Go back to the prep to pro era. Not saying it's going to happen. Seems like there's some momentum for it. So why would the NBA pay for college basketball to look like a minor league system when guys can bypass it and go straight to the NBA in its own system? I get it in theory, but in practice, I think we have to realize that the amount of money in the pro leagues still dwarfs that in the college leagues, and whatever the pro leagues want to happen with a minor league system is what's going to happen.
Hands off. Period. 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 That's just like right now, college football with the NCAA.
That's just the thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. I think I saw Kevin Meyer close. We're going to throw it to break. It's been a good show here during
Beautiful
On the Block.
Day. Get out there,
Great
walk
day.
around, put your feet on
Find
the
yourself
grass.
a patio pounder.
Boy.
Find one. It'll be worth it. Thanks for listening. Tomorrow, don't forget, we are out of the Capital District, up in Omaha, catty corn from the CHI Health Center. We will be there for the first hour of Old School, 10 to 2 as well. But my guess is we'll stick around for On the Block, I should say, obviously.
First hour of On the Block.
On the Block would be my guess. Yes, they're the Capital District. Come by, say hi, meet the Supernovas, get some gear, get some merch. Just hang out with us. It's going to be a great day. And then Nick and I will be calling high school baseball the rest of the night.
I'll be at the game, the finals. Supernova's in it. I'll be there.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday.
Okay. We gave a lot of free tickets away. Might have some more tomorrow. Just have to come back with us and see. But hey, don't go anywhere. He's Strick. I'm Austin. In the background, Kevin Meyer. He'll be in just a couple minutes. We start out Old School. It starts off with Thirsty Thursday. Back with that momentarily.